Hi there everyone, my name's Wayne, I'm the Armchair Red and welcome to my channel. So today we have the big Watchalong, the North London derby. Both teams have something to play for. Arsenal obviously still challenging for the league and Spurs still hunting down Aston Villa for that last Champions League place. More importantly for Arsenal, West Ham delivered the final death knell into Liverpool's title challenge yesterday. So it's basically a two-horse race left for the title this season. Aston Villa also dropped points yesterday against Chelsea, which means if Spurs win today, they get to make up some points on Villa. So there's a lot to play for in this game. And it's a North London derby. So I'm doing the watch along today because I think this game's going to be really, really good. Obviously, I was hoping Liverpool was still going to be in the fight after yesterday's game against West Ham. But as we know, that didn't materialise. So I was going to do the watch long today, hoping Arsenal are going to drop some points. But I'm just watching today because I think this is going to be a really, really good game. So Arsenal, Ben White, Saliba, Gabriel at the back, Odegaard, Partey. So Partey starting, and Declan Rice in the midfield. And then Saka, Havertz and Trossard up front. Sorry, I missed Tomiyasu in the back line there as well. So pretty decent Arsenal team. Gabriel Jesus on the bench, Gabriel Martinelli on the bench, Jorginho on the bench. So I think this is going to be big. Spurs, I can see Timo Werner starting. He actually hasn't had a bad first season at Spurs. Everyone remembers him for his stint at Chelsea, but I think he's had a far better season at Spurs than he ever did have at Chelsea. So in my armchair prediction challenge this week, this is one of the games I identified where I thought Arsenal could drop some points because going to Spurs is not easy. I know Manchester City still have to go to Spurs as well. Spurs come to Liverpool, that's going to be a home game for Liverpool, but obviously that game doesn't matter very much now. I think Spurs have more riding on that game than Liverpool do. But this is always a tough ground to go to. Liverpool were robbed here earlier in the season with Luis Diaz. But North London derbies always deliver something special. So I'm hoping that we get that special field in this game as well today. I've got nothing riding on this game. I'm watching it purely for the enjoyment of the Premier League. And I think this is one of those star fixtures that you don't want to miss in terms of entertainment. Obviously, if I had my way, I'd like Villa in Europe. I think Unai Emery's done an awesome job with Aston Villa this season. Ange's done well in his first season as well, but Spurs have just been a bit more inconsistent than Villa have. And Arsenal having a great season as well. It's sort of at just before this point last year where they sort of bottled it. It was Liverpool's turn this season to bottle it. And obviously Man City play Nottingham Forest away later this evening. So this game has a very big bearing in terms of who's going to win the title. Spurs kicking off, playing right to left. Maddison's in the starting lineup for Spurs. He's always capable of creating a little bit of magic. Arsenal throw. They're leaving it for David Raya here, so they're obviously going to go long with this ball. Got Kai Havertz up front that holds the ball up very well. He boots it upfield, looking for Havertz, who wins a bit of a knock on, almost falls for Saka in the box, but it's cleared by the Spurs defender. Arsenal still have possession though. Tomiyasu out on the left, putting massive pressure on Kulusevski. Bit of a tangle in the corner. I think he's actually given a foul against Tomiyasu. Spurs free kick. Spurs playing out from the back here. Maddison trying to feed the ball through to Werner up front, but it's cut up by the Arsenal player. Spurs playing it around the back now. Foot on the ball a bit in terms of possession. Van de Ven plays it forwards, but it's cut out by Saka, but it's gone out for a Spurs throw. So Arsenal win percentage today is sitting at 41, Spurs at 31, 28% for a draw. So the win probability is probably on recent form is edging Arsenal's way, even though it's an away game and a North London derby. Arsenal with a throw-in. Takes it back to Gabriel. Plays it back to Raya. Son trying to close him in, but he clears the ball quite quickly. He has a good flick on, and has fallen to Trossard, who's actually in the area, yeah? Pokes it to the middle, but it's cut out by a Spurs defender. And Spurs play out from the back. Kulusevski up against Tomiyasu. Now it's Tomiyasu fouling Kulusevski again. Spurs take the free kick quickly. It's with Maddison at the moment. He plays it out wide to Porro. Romero to Maddison. Spurs still in possession at the moment. Van de Ven puts it back out to Maddison on the right. He finds Porro. Can he get a ball into the box? No, it's cut out. Arsenal in possession now. Partey plays it out to Ben White. He finds Saka, but Saka's dispossessed very well. Spurs back in possession again with Van de Ven through to Romero. Van de Ven now. Arsenal in possession at the moment. It's gone back to Vicario now. Good ball into midfield looking for Maddison, but it's intercepted by Partey. He feeds Saka out on the right. Saka's got a bit of space here. He plays it back to Ben White. Back to Gabriel. Cross to Saliba. Arsenal being forced to play all the way back to Raya. Spurs pushing very high here early, and they dispossess Arsenal. It's gone out to Son on the right. Can he get a ball into the box? He does. Maddison in the box. Back to Son. It's come out of the box again. Spurs having to build up again. Spurs free kick. Spurs free kick. The ref played advantage. The ball went back to Arsenal. Now he hasn't given the free kick. I mean, that's poor refereeing that. Ben White plays it back to Gabriel. Long ball forward looking for Saka. He's going to find Saka as well. He's got a bit of space on the right, yeah. Plays the ball back to Odegaard. Tries a 1-2 with Ben White, but it goes out of play. Davies with the throw-in. Deep in the Spurs half here. Arsenal still on the attack. Throw-in comes. It's won by Arsenal. It's been played all the way back to Raya now. He's a long way out of his goal. Raya plays it forward looking for Saka again. Just a bit too long this time, out for a throw. He looks like he's going to be a really good outlet for Arsenal today down the right. And he's going to have Ben Davies on toast if he gets him one-on-one. Davies takes the throw into Werner. Spurs bang it downfield. Kulusevski's got the ball, keeps possession really well. It comes through to Maddison now on the left. He's forced to cut back, gives it back to Van der Ven, cross to Romero. Some good play by Spurs, yeah. They find Werner out on the left, who's got a bit of space here. Running towards the box, into the penalty area, cuts across, straight into Raya's hands. Arsenal being pinned in a bit, yeah, trying to get out of their own half. Eventually the clearance goes upfield. Oh, Spurs dispossess Arsenal again. It's with Porro at the moment. He plays it back to Romero. They're in the Arsenal half at the moment. Werner out on the left again, and he's got space again. Plays the ball back to Van der Ven. Cross to Romero. He finds Kulusevski out on the right. Spurs have had a good start to the game, yeah. Romero in possession again. He finds Maddison. Bit of a sloppy pass. Arsenal get possession back in midfield. But Romero wins a great ball. The header goes all the way through to Raya. Arsenal are pretty much in the position Liverpool have been in the last two games. They have to win to keep pace with Man City. Back to Saka on the right. He's got a bit of space again. He's taking on Davies this time. Cuts in field, finds Odegaard. Cross into the box. Cleared by the Spurs. Oh, and Spurs give away a sloppy free kick right on the edge of the area. Partey going down. I think it was James Maddison that brought him down, yes. Very, very sloppy. Very sloppy. This is a good position for a free kick, this. This is Odegaard territory, this. This is definitely Odegaard territory. Rice is standing over the ball as well, and so is Trossard. Very tricky this one. It's going to be very tricky for Vicario because they can go for either corner here. Rice has stepped away now. I think this is going to be Odegaard taking this. Yeah, Rice has backed off. So it's Trossard to an extent. So this is going to be Odegaard. Oh, straight into the wall. The Spurs wall does its job. Comes back to Trossard. He feeds it to Saliba. Delon, how are you, my friend? Oh, this breaks for Spurs again. Son in possession at the moment. Spurs on a bit of a break here. Comes out to Porro on the right. He feeds Kulusevski, who's forced to go all the way back to Romero. Oh, poor pass again from Maddison. Very lackadaisical. Oh, Arsenal have given the ball away in their own penalty area. Has come back to Maddison. Spurs forced to play backwards to keep possession. Comes back to Kulusevski. He finds Son in the box. Shot from Kulusevski over the crossbar. Arsenal very lackadaisical in their own box there. Arteta will be pulling his hair out. But every time Son's got in possession in the box, there's four or five Arsenal players around him straight away. He can't even get a cross into the box. The shot from Maddison had the curl on it, but it was way overhit. David Raya goes long from the goal kick. It's won by Spurs in midfield again. Out for an Arsenal throw. Arsenal throw, Ben White. Saliba to Rice in midfield. Out to Tomiyasu. Back to Thomas Partey. He plays the ball forward. Arsenal are in here with Odegaard. Oh, but it's offside. Havertz has got the ball in the back of the net, but Odegaard was offside from the initial through ball. So, was he offside? It's close, but I think it's offside. VAR is going to have to check this. Havertz put the ball into the back of the net. Poor keeping by Vicario there, though. Yes, it was offside. Spurs free kick. It's with Vicario at the moment. Spurs trying to play out from the back, but Arsenal pressing really well. It's come out to Romero. He's forced to go back to Vicario. Bit of pressure from Arsenal here. Spurs struggling to get out, and they give the ball away. Arsenal in the penalty area, shot blocked. Romero came across very well to get in the way of Declan Rice there. Panic from Spurs as they try and play out from the back. Falls to an Arsenal player, gets to Declan Rice in the box, but it's blocked by Romero. Arsenal corner. Ben White basically standing on the keeper here. Saka with the corner. It's an in-swinger. Oh, Arsenal scored from the corner on the near post. It's actually an own goal. Højbjerg. Very good corner from Saka. Højbjerg ended up flicking it on at the near post straight into his own goal. Early lead for Arsenal. Very early lead for Arsenal here. I want to see the replay here because that looked like a mess in the box. Here we go. Oh no. He's way in front of the near post. The ball comes through. He can't quite reach it, so he stretches his head out and it flicks off the top of his head straight into the corner of the goal. He had Tomiyasu with him. He was obviously trying to head it out of the field of play, but it's gone straight into the back of the net. Big lead for Arsenal, 1-0. Second time Spurs have scored an own goal against Arsenal this season. I think in the reverse fixture it was Christian Romero. Ball forward by Maddison. Oh, Davis flicks it across goal, but it goes straight to Raya. There was no Spurs player following in there at all. Thrown out quickly by Raya. Comes out to Trossard. But Trossard's dispossessed. Spurs in possession on the right here. It's either a foul or a corner. Trossard and Kulusevski. What, the ref's just given it out as a goal kick? That's him. Come on, man. What's happened here? Oh, it did come off Kulusevski. And then he tried to milk the free kick and the ref's given none of them. So as it stands, Arsenal go back to the top of the league, or they were top of the league to start. 80 points ahead of Man City on 76, but Man City going to have 2 games in hand. Free kick Spurs. Foul by Tomiyasu and Kulusevski again. Spurs take it quickly with Romero. Out to Kulusevski on the right, looking for Son. Can he get a ball into the box? Yes, he can. Oh, comes to the far post for Werner, but it's headed out by Ben White. Corner Spurs. Spurs corner. In it comes from Maddison. Oh! It's headed on by Romero just wide of the post. He got the flick on and it went just wide of Arsenal's far post. Raya, there's no way Raya was going to get that. And it was just too far in front of Son to follow in. Man, that was good. That was a very good header. Alafi, how are you? Nice to see you. I want Man City to have... oh, wait, it's gone. Alafi, has been an interesting week for predictions. We'll see how it turns out after the City game. Arsenal in possession in midfield, yeah. It's a little bit scrappy. It's fallen to Son. Good ball forward, Kulusevski, just outside the area, flicks it left to Werner. Ben White gets caught under the ball a bit. It's come to Maddison just outside the box. Maddison foul. Free kick Spurs. I agree with you, Laffy. This title race, in my view, is already a little bit tainted because I don't even think Man City should be allowed to compete for the title with 115 charges against them at the moment. Everton been penalised twice this season. Spurs have been, Nottingham Forest been penalised once. Those on 2 charges and 1 charge. Man City's got 115 and they're still allowed to compete for the title. But anyway, here's Maddison with a free kick. Good free kick again. Far post, off the is it off the post or did the keeper save it? Man, Arsenal living dangerously here. Maddison with the ball again, but he gets dispossessed by Ben White. Sorry, it's Havertz. It's gone out for a goal kick. Romero got his head to the ball again. Is it saved or did it hit the post? It's hit the post. He should actually be putting that in the back of the net. Free on the far post, keeper's nowhere to be seen, and he's headed it straight against the post. Arsenal throw. So that's interesting. I didn't realize Christian Romero and Gabriel from Arsenal, the 2 highest scoring defenders this season. Romero could have had 2 in 2 minutes there. Should have had 1. Ball's back with Raya now. He bangs it upfield, but straight to a Spurs player. It's fallen to Kulusevski, yeah? Just outside the box, he shoots. I think it deflects off an Arsenal player for a corner. Spurs corner. They've reacted very, very well after that Arsenal goal. Saliba getting in the way of the shot there. But that comes from Spurs pressing very, very hard in the midfield again. Winning the ball back, countering really quickly. Where's Romero now? He's a third time lucky. In comes the ball from Maddison. This time it's cleared by Arsenal. Saka does the second clearance. He has the shot from Porro. Oh, and it's fallen. It's fallen. Spurs have scored. No offside flag. The shot came in from outside the box. It deflected off a defender and fell straight to, who's this, Van der Ven? Yes, it is. If he's onside, it's a goal. If it's onside, it's a goal. The refs awarded the goal. Very, very lucky there. But that's the third time from a corner now that Spurs have had a chance of scoring. Ball comes in. First clearance, second clearance by Saka. Falls out to Porro, who shoots. Oh, is he onside or offside? This is going to be tight. Which one is Van der Ven? This is going to be very, very tight in terms of this offside. Guys, if you ask me, this looks slightly offside. I said if it's onside, it's a goal, but this is tight. There is an Arsenal player whose backside actually might play him onside over here. This is a big decision in the game. To me, it almost looks like he's slightly offside. But it depends where they draw the lines. Depends where they draw the lines. Oh, he is offside. They're going to give it offside. Goal disallowed. Van der Ven was offside. By a hair on the end of his backside, he was offside. But Spurs definitely on top at the moment. Arsenal have been very scrappy in the last 5 minutes. Spurs could have had 2 goals and just had one disallowed now as well. Flick on in midfield from Arsenal, but it comes back to the Spurs defender, plays it back to Vicario, clears it upfield, straight to an Arsenal player, bit of head ping pong. And ultimately it's gone out for a throw. I think it's going to be Spurs' throw. Spurs playing out from the back again. Very dilly-dally stuff though. Comes out to Kulusevski, holds the ball very well in midfield and comes away from Tomiyasu. He feeds it out to Werner on the left, yeah. He cuts in field. Gives it back to Højbjerg. He flicks it out to Kulusevski, who's now out on the right. Back to Romero, cross to Van der Ven, inside the Arsenal half now. He finds Werner on the left. Maddison, cross ball looking for Kulusevski. He does very well. Was he fouled over there in the area? The refs wave play on, yeah. Son flicked it onto Kulusevski, who then went down in the area. But here's a ball for Saka, who's onside. Cuts inside, shoots, scores. From almost conceding a penalty on the other side, Arsenal have gone and scored the other side of the field. They're going to have to go back and look at that penalty. They're going to have to go back and look at that penalty. They've got to check this. That looked like a foul on Kulusevski in the box. And if so, the goal shouldn't stand. And in fact, it should be a Spurs penalty. This could be a big decision in the game. What's happened here? There's the flick on. Saka looks like he's onside as well. Cuts inside. Very good finish. But there's a potential foul on Kulusevski in the box and a potential foul on Maddison when they cleared the ball. VAR has now said that the coming together in the penalty area was an inadvertent one. Fuck me. How's that for a decision? What a massive decision that is. Spurs on the attack again. Werner out on the left. Lovely turn back into the area. Cuts it inside the box. Spurs corner. Man, that is massive. It's either penalty for Spurs or a goal to Arsenal. And they've gone with the goal to Arsenal. Whether he meant it or not, inadvertent, bullshit. Whether you mean it or not, you still brought the player down in the box. Makes no sense to me. Whether it's inadvertent or not, you still brought the player down in the box. Look, I don't have skin in the game here, but I mean, fuck it, VAR. And it's actually resulted in Arsenal going up the other end and scoring. So an Arsenal player down in the box here at the moment. Looks like a head injury. But that is a massive call. How can the VAR say, yes, he brought him down, but it was inadvertent? You've brought him down. Here it goes again. He's brought him down. He's clipped his foot from behind and he's gone down. How is that not a penalty? How is that not a penalty? If that was a Liverpool player, I'd be losing my shit right now. Looks like Timo Werner's going to have to come off here. So the Arsenal players run behind Kulusevski and has just clipped his leg while he was running, and Kulusevski's gone down. Now, whether it's inadvertent or not, you've brought the player down in the box. Kulusevski was going to be first to the ball. I really don't understand that. They better ask questions. VAR has been atrocious this season. Absolutely atrocious. And it's on Spurs ground again. Yeah, so it's Trossard. Runs behind Kulusevski. Clips his back leg. Kulusevski goes down. There's the clip. Kulusevski goes down. Tries his best to keep his balance. That's probably what's cost him. He's tried to keep his balance, but he's ended up going down. So the player is trying to be fucking honest over here, and it's actually cost him a penalty, I think. Spurs on the attack again. Timo Werner's gone off. Brendan Johnson's come on. So it's Kulusevski out on the right. Can he get a ball into the box? Plays it back to Højbjerg. Back to Madison. Madison back to Kulusevski. He's got space here. Get the ball into the box. Now with Madison, can he get a ball into the box? Man, Spurs are dilly-dallying on the ball here. It's come out to Van der Ven. All the way back to Romero now. Kulusevski back to... Finally the ball comes into the box, but it's a shitty pass. Spurs keep possession though. Kulusevski again out on the right. Cross to Van der Ven. To Brennan Johnson, who's got a bit of space on the left. Yeah, he goes back to Van der Ven. So from having a goal disallowed and a penalty not allowed, Arsenal go 2-0 into the lead. That's disappointing, VAR. That's very disappointing. I don't care. There's no such thing as inadvertently bringing a player down in the box. You brought him down. Now Saka goes down, Arsenal free kick. Actually, the ref hasn't even given that free kick. I think the touch paper's been lit over here, definitely. That's the sort of incident you need to rile up a derby, particularly a North London derby. The problem is, I think the horse has bolted already. Spurs have had 2/3 possession in the game and they're 2-0 down. Fuck, it reminds me of Liverpool yesterday. Anyway, what's done is done. I went for 2-2 in this game. Spurs with a throw in, yeah. Flicks the ball forward looking for Kulusevski. But Gabriel heads it back to Raya. Well played. So what was looking like a potential banana skin for Arsenal, they found themselves 2-0 up after 35 minutes. An own goal, and probably a goal that shouldn't have stood. Here comes Trossard on the left, taking on Porro. Tomiyasu gets dispossessed. Højbjerg comes away with the ball. Nowhere to go though. He clears it straight into an Arsenal player, but it's going to fall to a Spurs player again, yeah. Arsenal win it back again. Fucking Spurs players are sleeping on the ball suddenly. Look, all Arsenal can do is play what's in front of them. They've been lucky with an own goal. Here's a lovely through ball, but it's handball by Kai Havertz. He's saying it came off his shoulder. But again, ball over the top, catching out the Spurs back line. They're playing a very, very high line. Vicario plays it to Van der Ven, back to Vicario. To Romero. Plays it forward to Kulusevski. Flicks the ball forward to Son, who's got a bit of space here. Plays a through ball. Son's in possession now, just outside the penalty area. Spurs in possession here. The Arsenal players have got him back though. Romero in possession now. All the initiative of that first move has been lost now. It's come out to Johnson on the left. Plays a lovely ball forward to Porro. It's just too long. I think it's gone out for a goal kick. Oh no, it was Bentancur, yeah. Just too long for Bentancur. Arsenal making some progression in midfield here. It's with Odegaard. He finds Trossard out on the left. Tomiyasu's on the cross into the box, deflected off a Spurs player, Arsenal corner. So the last time Arsenal had a corner, Spurs scored an own goal. Spurs have actually been the better team in this game, more possession, and they're 2-0 down. Declan Rice with the corner this time. It's going to be an in-swinger. Oh, it's in again. It's in again. Can you believe it? 38 minutes into the game. Arsenal 3-0 up. What the fuck is going on here? Kai Havertz with the goal. Arsenal, 2 corners, 2 goals. What are Spurs doing in the box here? All the Arsenal players on the back post, run forward. Free header, over 3 Spurs defend. Every single one of them ball watching. That is poor. That is poor. Who's allowed the ball to go over him there? It's Van de Ven. Van de Ven gets stuck under the ball. And Kai Havertz gets a free header. Bloody hell. The horse is now truly bolted. The horse has now truly bolted. Spurs in possession again. Like I said, they've had the most possession, or they've had 2/3 of the possession in this game, and they're 3-0 down. So I've just lost my feed here. Let me just get it back. Two-thirds possession, should have had 2 goals of their own, but they're 3-0 down. Incredible. Spurs in possession again now. But like I said, the horse is bolted. 40 minutes gone in the game, Arsenal leading 3-0. And Spurs have been the better team. You're right, Alafi. Spurs have been the better team in this game. But Arsenal sit with 3 goals. Loose pass from Arsenal there, edge of the area, falls to Son. He gives it out to Kulusevski, who slips over. Arsenal back in possession. It is a tough game for Arsenal. You're 100% right. But as much as I hate to say it, this is a sign of champions. If this was Liverpool, fuck me. You remember the season Liverpool won the league? There were games like this where we weren't the best team on the field, but we always came away with the win. That's exactly what Arsenal's doing now. Well done, Arsenal. Well done. Spurs still leading the possession stakes, but they're 3-0 down on the scoreboard. Comes out to Johnson on the left. He plays it back to Van de Ven. I must say it's been really, really poor defending on the 2 corners. Arsenal have only gotten 2 corners in the game, and they've scored from both of them. Højbjerg put the ball into his own net on the first one, and Van der Ven got caught under the ball for the second one. He ran towards it and realized the ball had gone over his head, and by then it was too late. Kai Havertz had a free header. Now they're too slow in midfield as well. Højbjerg just run down by Declan Rice and dispossessed. But it's going to be a Spurs throw. Spurs lose here today, which they're probably going to do. They hand the advantage in their chase for fourth back to Aston Villa, even though Villa drew yesterday. So Spurs will have 2 games in hand, but they'll be 7 points behind Villa in the race for fourth. So they're not doing themselves any favours today at all. I'm not an Arsenal fan, but this is what champions do. Second best in the game, but best on the scoreboard. Here comes Kulusevski on the right. He's got some space now. Feeds it back to Porro. Again, all the momentum in the move is lost. Exactly what Liverpool were doing yesterday. On the attack, and the ball ends back with the centre halves. Brennan Johnson on the left, cross into the box. Cleared by Saliba. Spurs take the throw quickly. It's Johnson again. He's been willing to get the ball into the box at least. Maddison miscontrols the balls. Arsenal come away with it. Bit scrappy in midfield. Spurs could have won it back 3 times there. Arsenal just keep getting it back, and now it's hoofed downfield. Straight to Vicario. Rolls it out to Van der Ven. Long ball forward for Son over here, who gets onto the end of it. Oh, and he straight over the crossbar. He was under a bit of pressure, but that was a chance for Son. Took the ball down very, very well. He had to, and he's onside. He takes it down brilliantly. Doesn't wait for the ball to come down far enough. And scars it over the crossbar. Man, that was a big chance. This could have been 3-3 this game. This could have been 3-3. Spurs wasting their opportunities and Arsenal taking every single one they're presented with. Watching Spurs reminds me of watching Liverpool at the moment. Long ball through, but it's picked up by Vicario. Feeds it back to Romero. Another long ball forward looking for Son, yeah. It's cut up by Gabriel brilliantly. Bit of pressure, I think it's going to be a Spurs throw, deep in the Arsenal half. Spurs again, dominating possession, have probably been the better team on the balance of play. But you look at the scoreboard, you wouldn't say it's the same game you're watching. All the possession has been for naught though. Arsenal break it up again. Spurs win it back. It's with Maddison at the moment. He feeds it back to Romero. Back to Højbjerg. Lovely ball out right to Kulusevski, who's got lots of space here. Can he finally get a ball into the box? Ball comes into the box. Cut out just in front of Son. Arsenal defenders under a lot of pressure in the box here. It's finally cleared. Comes out to Declan Rice. And he puts it out for a... Oh, it's gone out for a goal kick. I thought it was a Spurs corner. Oh, disappointing. Guys, let me know what you think of the game. I can't believe what I'm watching here. If you look at all the stats, Spurs should be leading. But it's Arsenal leading 3-0. 6 minutes of added time. We're into the second minute already. Spurs 5 attempts, 0 on target. Arsenal 4 attempts, 2 on target and 1 own goal. Bit of head ping pong in the middle of the field here. Comes out to Saka, flicks it on to Odegaard. Lovely ball through to Havertz here. Saka on the right, still in possession. Finds Odegaard on the edge of the area. Spurs player gets in the way. Comes back out to Saliba. Finds Ben White on the right in tons of space, but he's offside. Spurs playing it around at the back at the moment, trying to play out. Arsenal pressing really high. Back to Vicario. See, they're messing around at the back again. This is what cost them a goal just now. Good ball into midfield. It's flicked on for Maddison, who's got a bit of space here. He flicks it out to Kulusevski on the right, who's got acres of space. Cuts inside. Lost the momentum again. Yes, Kulusevski crossing to the box. Porro takes a shot from the edge of the area, but it's miscued. And Arsenal get to clear it. Oh, it's fallen to Bentancur. Looks like a WWE game on the edge of the area there. Finally, the ref gives a free kick. It's gone Arsenal's way. Christian Romero on Havertz. Arsenal is still being very open. Like I said, Spurs should have had a few goals themselves, especially with their possession. But every time Kulusevski gets free on the right, he doesn't put the ball into the box. Every time Johnson gets the ball on the left, he puts the ball into the box. Partey with a free kick. Looking for Ben White down the right-hand side. He flicks it in field. Falls to Declan Rice. But Spurs win possession back. Trying to play out from the back again. It's Bentancur to Brennan Johnson in a bit of space. But again, plays it back to Romero. This is like watching fucking Liverpool. Ball down the right to Porro. He's beaten Trossard. Ball into the area. Oh, just in front of Johnson. Cleared out for a Spurs corner. Those of you in the watch-along, guys, thanks for joining. It really is appreciated. It's not a Liverpool game, I know, but I thought this would be pretty exciting. It's been a bit of an anomaly of a game, but yes, Spurs with a corner. It's going to be an outswinger. In it comes again. This time cleared by Arsenal, but it comes out to Kulusevski. Oh, he does very well. Crossing to the box. Oh, again, is this a handball? It fell to Johnson on his chest, tried to chest it down, hit it on the volley. It's gone over the bar, but there's appeals for a handball here. No, that doesn't look like a handball at all. Spurs corner again. Arsenal have been iffy of corners in this game. Romero should have had 2 goals. In from Maddison, cleared by Arsenal again, but it comes out to Højbjerg on the edge of the box. Keeps possession very well, but he's got nowhere to go. He's got Saka all over him, but he beats Saka. Ball into the box. Cleared by Rice, and that's half time. So a summary of the game, for those of you that haven't seen it. Spurs with all the possession. Spurs with all the chances. Arsenal with the 3 goals. So probably the sign of champions, if you want to put it that way. But Romero should have had 2 goals. Spurs should have had a penalty. And a penalty in the lead up to Saka's goal, which was the second one. And then Arsenal have only had 2 corners, and they've gotten a goal from each corner. Højbjerg headed into his own net from the first one, and Van de Ven got caught under the ball for the second one to just leave Kai Havertz with a free header. So, like I said, a bit of an anomaly of a game this, because if you ask me, it should either be 3-3 at half-time or Spurs should have the lead. But incredibly, it's Arsenal leading 3-0. Like I say, I don't have skin in this game, but it's almost as frustrating as watching Liverpool play at the moment, watching Spurs. Like I said, both teams got a lot to play for. Obviously, Arsenal's still in the title race. If you ask me who I want to win the league between Arsenal and Man City, I would have to say Arsenal. And like I also mentioned earlier, I think this is a bit of a farce of a title race anyway, because Man City probably shouldn't even be allowed to be competing for the title. 115 charges against them, remember that. Remember that. Everton had 2 charges, they've been subtracted 10 points. Nottingham Forest had 1 charge, they've been subtracted 4 points in the league. Man City have got 115, still pending, but yet they're allowed to compete for the title. Something doesn't sound right about that. But as it stands, Spurs handing the initiative to Aston Villa in the race for 4th. Villa gave away a 2-goal lead against Chelsea yesterday. And Spurs have got some tough games coming up. They've still got to play Man City. Liverpool is supposed to be a tough game. I don't know what it's going to be like now. So they're definitely handing the initiative to Villa in that race for 4th. And Arsenal have got an incredible goal difference now. So, if they end level with City at the end of the season in terms of points, that goal difference is worth an extra point. So what we thought was going to be the most exciting finish in recent memory for the title race has gone down from 3 teams to 2. Liverpool finding a way to give away the Europa League and the league in the space of 2 weeks, which is really, really disappointing. For those of you that didn't see it yesterday, there was even a spat on the touchline between Mo Salah and Jurgen Klopp, which didn't look very good. In the interviews after the game, Klopp said, look, he's spoken to Salah and everything's sorted out. But when the media spoke to Salah, just a passing comment after the game, he mentioned something to the effect of, if I say something now, there's going to be fire. So I don't know what that means, but to me that means something's not right. Something is not right. From what I can read into it, it's almost as if Salah was upset about being benched for the game. I don't know what Klopp said to him, because if you look at the video clip, you can see Klopp walk forward, say something in his ear, and that absolutely sends fucking Mohamed Salah, he goes all postal. So I really don't know what was said there. I know Klopp doesn't have long left at Liverpool, but I mean, Mo Salah is deciding whether he wants to renew his contract, because that comes to an end the end of next season. And if this is what's going to be happening behind the scenes with a new manager coming in, it doesn't bode well for Liverpool. One of the strengths Liverpool have always had from the management and the team is that feeling of unity. And seeing that on the touchline yesterday, I normally laugh when I see that with opposition clubs and players and managers and players throwing a strop. But that to me was concerning yesterday, because one of the hallmarks of Klopp's reign has been the way he's managed to firstly manage the younger players, but secondly also manage the big egos within the team. If you remember earlier, a few years ago, there was sort of an ego battle between Sadio Mane and Mo Salah, where they were accusing each other of not passing each other the ball in goal-scoring positions. But yesterday was something totally different. That looked personal. Now, I don't know what Jurgen Klopp said to him. I also don't know why Jurgen Klopp had to go up and say something in his ear. That just looked like it was going to spark something. And I'm not sure what was said, but Salah definitely wasn't happy. You can look at it from both sides and say it probably wasn't necessary, but the fact is it has happened. And there's a lot of talk today around it. A lot of Liverpool fans saying that Now's the time to cash in on Salah. He hasn't had his greatest season, but you must remember he still scored 18 league goals. He was out injured for a very long time. But I think the people that are saying that are thinking maybe about the last few games. I mean, Salah hasn't really been on it. That's probably why he was benched. I wasn't surprised he was benched the weekend. I was more surprised about the fact that Klopp chose to play Harvey Elliott up front, which I don't think's Elliott's best position, obviously. But that really doesn't bode well. This whole Klopp farewell tour is turning a bit sour at the moment, both on and off the field. And us as Liverpool supporters were full of all sorts of fairy tales about Klopp winning the league in his last season or getting more than one trophy. It looks like we're going to end the season with the fucking Carabao Cup. Look, a cup's a cup, but from where we were 3 weeks ago to where we are now, it is proper bottling it. We should have gotten past Atalanta in the Europa League. I thought our toughest opposition in the Europa League was going to be Bayer Leverkusen. I mean, Atalanta are 6th in Serie A. They gave us a proper hiding at Anfield. I know we beat them in Italy, but if you watch that game, I don't even know what Liverpool were thinking in that game in the second half. 54 back passes to the keeper in one half. I don't know, it's like they were protecting a league. But anyway, like I'm saying, this whole Klopp farewell tour has fallen apart very quickly. And I can excuse it to an extent falling apart on the field. Because I said halfway through the season that Liverpool were probably a year ahead of where they should be. We shouldn't have been competing for the title this season. We were going through a midfield rebuild, a lot of new and young players in the team. It was a year where they should have been building, consolidating, establishing partnerships on the field, which is what they've done. But what's happened is, by hook or by crook, we've ended up in a title race. And that's raised the expectation. So the fact that we've thrown that away now, and we've thrown it away very, very easily. I mean, look, United wasn't going to be easy at Old Trafford. We ended up getting away with a draw. We should have won that game. The loss to Crystal Palace at Anfield was inexcusable. I thought they did well to go away and win at Fulham. And then to give away that game against West Ham yesterday, I think was, like I said, the final nail in the coffin. But we've given away on the field. But the part that I never thought I would ever have to worry about is the fact that there's almost some dissension in the ranks now. And that's not what we are used to seeing from a Liverpool team. We're used to happy players. We're used to a manager that's generally happy. I mean, I'm not talking about results now. I'm talking about just these general mannerisms and the way he behaves. But they've thrown it all away now, both on and off the field. And to me, that's the biggest concern, is the off-field aspect of it. We don't know how long this is going to carry on now between Salah and Klopp. It'd be very interesting to see what happens in the next game, whether he starts Salah or not. But if Salah was in the wrong yesterday, then Klopp should have put him back on the bench, because there's no place for egos. And this almost might be the incident that convinces Salah now that it probably is time to move on. Look, there's talk of Arne Slot coming in now as a new Liverpool manager. I believe he's a pretty good manager as well. But the fact that Salah might be in that particular frame of mind at the moment, and the fact that, it's almost like Klopp is tarnishing his legacy at Liverpool in his last few weeks. It's actually a little bit sad, because I'm convinced there's some Liverpool supporters out there that are just can't wait for the season to be finished. Let this farewell tour thing sort of run its course. Let Klopp go on his sabbatical, and let's hit the reset button, because the way it's going now, it's not just one wheel that's come off, all the wheels have come off. And it's disappointing. Very disappointing. But let me know what you think of the game. Like I said, in my view, it's been a bit of an anomaly of the game. I think Spurs should have at least either been level or been ahead at half time. But yeah, Arsenal have literally taken every single chance that's come to them, and Spurs have wasted every single chance. Like I said, it's been a bit like watching Liverpool the last few weeks, trying to watch Spurs today. But what do you think is going to happen in the game up next? Because obviously Arsenal are going to get the 3 points in this game. They're boosting their goal difference again massively. And like I said just now, that goal difference is worth an extra point in the title race. And you look how close it is going to be between them and City. Remember, City still have to go to Fulham. City still have to go to Spurs. Fulham are not going to be easy at Craven Cottage. Spurs are supposed to not be easy at the Tottenham Hotspurs Stadium, and they haven't been. It's just been 2 corners, 2 goals, and Saka scoring a goal from what should have been a penalty in the Spurs area. So, yeah. Man City still have a few tough games. There's still a point or two to be dropped by them. And that goal difference that Arsenal currently have, I think is going to count massively in their favour. I said in a video, I think it was around the middle of the season when I was talking about how bad VAR has been. I think they've been atrocious in the game again today. That should have been a Spurs penalty. Is that Man City always seem to get the rub of the green when it comes to VAR decisions. And Arsenal and Liverpool always seem to almost seem to get the brunt of it most times. But again, it's at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. That should have been a penalty. And Man City, if they win the league this season, the PGMOL better be hoping that they win this league by 4 or 5 points. They're going to be hoping that Arsenal lose his last 2 games. Because can you imagine City winning the league by 1 point? Firstly, with 115 charges hanging over the head. But secondly, the fact that Arsenal have been schneid by VAR in a few games. Liverpool probably should have still been in the title race, even though the poor run we've had. Because think about the Diaz incident, think about our game against Arsenal, think about our game against Man City. Those are massive calls that VAR has had huge impacts on. And ultimately, you end up handing the title to City by default. Again today, Arsenal got the rub of it today. That should have been a Spurs penalty. So you can maybe talk about cancelling each other out. But the fact is, the PGMOL better hope that City win this title by 4 or 5 points. Because if it's down to 1 point, fuck me. I wouldn't be surprised if teams go to litigation. I mean, Liverpool should have been 5 points better off than they currently are in the league. And you add 5 points onto where we are now, even though we've had an atrocious last few weeks, we should still be in the title race. So yeah, VAR rearing its ugly head again today. I don't understand what inadvertently bringing a player down in the box means. The fact is you've brought the player down in the box, whether you meant it or whether you didn't mean it. The fact is you still fouled him, the player's gone down and it should be a penalty. So I'm not really understanding that explanation from VAR. And the worst thing about it is straight from that incident, Arsenal break up field and Saka scores. So it's like double jeopardy for Spurs. Firstly, you take a goal away from them and then Saka gets a goal on the other side. So yeah, it's the mind boggles a little bit. But the sad thing is, I think we've sort of gotten used to this from VAR. And I know they say everything's supposed to balance out at the end, but at the moment it's not feeling like that. Let me know your thoughts. How do you think VAR has done this season? Obviously, depends on which team you support and you know what the incidents have been. But you know, I'm trying to keep it as neutral as possible. But I think VAR has been atrocious this season. And you look at the teams that's affected. Even Nottingham Forest here. Nottingham Forest basically saying that the VAR official was a Luton supporter in that game, and that's why none of the penalties were given. it's getting to the point where teams are having to resort to accusations like that because, they are lost for words, really. Guys, thanks for joining me today. The second half's just kicked off. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, do me a favor. It costs you nothing. Hit the subscribe button, please. It'll really be appreciated. We're on a bit of a journey on this channel. Last time I checked, I was on 64 subscribers. I'd love to get to 65. But yeah, second half has just kicked off now. David Raya in possession. Boots it upfield, looking for Saka again. In fact, there's Havertz out there. He takes the ball down lovely. Gives it to Partey in midfield. Spurs wide open at the back there again. It's come out to Ben White on the right here. He flicks it into the box. Comes through to Trossard on the left. Can he get a ball into the box? Yes, he does, but it's blocked by Johnson. And Romero just gives it straight back to the Arsenal player in the box. Eventually they get to clear it, but bloody hell, do we want to give them 4 goals now? But yeah, I'd really be keen to hear what your guys' views are on VAR, because like I said, I think it's been atrocious this season. The point of VAR is we shouldn't be talking about massive incidents after a game. And it's not the technology that's the problem. It's the people that are managing the technology that's the problem. VAR is perfect. But the system, should I say, is perfect. But it's the human error involved in terms of the decisions that are made that's making it a complete fuck up this season. Arsenal with a free kick here. Declan Rice standing over it. Ball comes into the box. Free header again. Van der Ven stuck under the ball again. Tomiyasu with a free header from a long way out. A diving header just over the crossbar. Both Spurs players stuck under the ball there. Who was this? So it's Davies and Van der Ven, both stuck under the ball. Tomiyasu just had to dive. Look, it was a long way out. If he got it on target, I don't know what would have happened. But again, absolutely free header in the box. Spurs win the ball back in midfield here. It's with Maddison at the moment. Spurs still in possession, playing out from the back at the moment. But there's an offside call here, Arsenal free kick. Spurs Stadium is, there's lots of empty seats. Lots of empty seats. Not in too much of a hurry if they've gone for a few beers at half time to get back to their seats. But Arsenal take the free kick. It's with Gabriel at the back. It's come out to Declan Rice, scanning his options over here. Ends up going back to Gabriel. Excuse me. Arsenal just standing on the ball a bit at the back here now. Raya eventually clears it upfield. Straight to a Spurs player though. Passes almost short to Van der Ven at the back. He's under a bit of pressure now. Gets helped out by Ben Davies. Free kick, Spurs, they take it quickly. Saar in possession now. Van der Ven. Spurs have got nothing to lose. They have to go for this now. They've also got some tough games coming up. Like I said, they've got Man City and Liverpool still to come. And they're going to be 7 points behind Villa after this game with only 2 games in hand. Spurs have won the ball back on the edge of the area here. Maddison in possession. Finds Kulusevski in the box. Tries a cross, but it's cut out. Comes back to Kulusevski. Another cross into the box. Oh, it's headed by Son. Sorry, Romero again. He beats the keeper to the ball, but it's just over the crossbar. I can understand how Romero is one of the top scoring defenders in the league. Fuck me, he gets some serious airtime over here. Beats Raya to the ball. He could have had a hat-trick in this game, Romero. Guys, wherever you are, I hope you're enjoying the game. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, please, like I said, do me a favor. It costs you nothing. We're on a bit of a journey on this channel. We're watching some good football here. Free kick, Arsenal. Saka brought down. Spurs starting in the half off very well again. 9 attempts at goal so far in the game. Hit the post once, probably should have scored from another 2. Ball's come out to Ben White on the right here. He's under a bit of pressure, but Saka regains possession. It's come back to Gabriel. Partey hasn't had a bad game. I know the Arsenal supporters criticise him a bit when he plays in midfield, but I think he's had a good game today. Ball back to Raya, puts him under a little bit of pressure. But Arsenal do really well. Played out of their box really well. It's with Ben White, gives it to Saka. It's come through to Odegaard now. It's got a bit of space. Oh, but a poor pass. Straight to Kulusevski on a bit of a break here. He goes down in the area, ref waves it away. Gabriel giving him a bit of a crap out over there. Oh, I tell you what. Are they saying he won the ball? Anyway, Arsenal on the attack again. Yeah, they come again. Deja vu from the first half. And how did Saka not score? That was almost exactly deja vu from the first half. Trossard does well on the left, feeds Havertz in. Havertz is onside, cuts it across the box. Saka, with an open goal in front of him, hits it straight at the keeper. The keeper's on the ground. It hits his foot and goes up over the crossbar. How did he not score there? But almost exactly deja vu from the first half. Can Spurs make it 3 from 3 from corner kicks? Sorry, Arsenal, I mean. They've had 2 corners in the game so far and scored from both of them. Rice with the corner. This time it's cleared. Didn't beat the first man. Spurs win possession back. It's come through to Kulusevski. Arsenal get a foot in. Come away with the ball. Tomiyasu. But it's going to be cleaned up by Porro. Porro plays a poor pass in field. Comes straight to Odegaard. Back to Tomiyasu on the left. But he's offside. Spurs give the ball away in midfield again. It's with Saliba at the moment. Plays it to Gabriel. Declan Rice on the left. Lovely ball in field. Tomiyasu gets man and ball at the same time. Arsenal throw. Romero crunched him over there. But it's going to be an Arsenal throw. Arteta looks very satisfied with himself. Tomiyasu with a throw-in. Looking for Trossard. Cleared by Spurs, but it's going to fall to an Arsenal player again, I think. Luckily, Spurs come away with it. It's gone out to Johnson on the left. One-on-one with Ben White. Oh, he skinned Ben White. White comes back. Johnson's still in possession. He's in the penalty area now. Tries a cross into the box, deflected for a corner. Spurs corner. Johnson did really well there. Stood Ben White up and then ran right past him. Maddison with a corner is going to be an in-swinger. Can Romero get his head on the ball again? It's cleared, but it comes out to Ben Davies, feeds it out to Kulusevski. He finds Son on the right. Son plays it back to Bentancur. He plays it back to Højbjerg. Out to Maddison, who's on the left now. Still Spurs trying to pick their passes here. Here goes Højbjerg. Oh, poor ball into the area. Spurs managed to win it back though from Arsenal, right on the edge of the area. Here's Bentancur. Oh, takes a shot, skewed off his boots. Shocking. Actually, it was Porro. He had Son on the outside of him and didn't pass to him. Took the shot, side of the foot. Skewed off to the right, probably about 20 meters wide of the target. David Raya goes long, finds Saku, holds up the ball very well. Turns his man and is still running. Feeds Trossard on the left over here. Trossard into the penalty area. Takes a shot blocked by the Spurs defender. Comes out to Tomiyasu. He feeds Partey. Rice. Back to Tomiyasu on the left. Back to Rice. Finds Odegaard in the area. Comes to Havertz. But he gives away a free kick. And then gets pushed over by the Spurs player. Free kick Spurs. Spurs give the ball away again here. It's with Odegaard, chips it into the area, falls to Havertz who can't control the ball. Very good ball from Odegaard to find him. He just couldn't bring it down. It's gone out for a Spurs goal kick. So the commentators are saying now that this is now, the 58th minute in the game. Arsenal have now gone 600 minutes without conceding a goal in an away game. 600 minutes. Thomas Partey brought down. Ref plays advantage. Comes out to Saka on the right again. He's got some space again. Cuts it back in field to Odegaard. He finds Ben White. Just deflected in the box. Kulusevski comes away with the ball. Spurs give the ball away again. Here comes Declan Rice. He finds Trossard, cuts in field, cuts it back to Kai Havertz on the left. It's got a little bit of space. Plays it back to Tomiyasu. He feeds Havertz again. Arsenal heading to the other side of the field now. Saka with the ball. Wanting to take on his man, Ben Davies. Steps on the ball, but he gives possession away. Spurs looking to break away now. Comes to Kulusevski. Still inside the Spurs half though. Romero feeds Madison in midfield. Playing the ball forward to Son, but it's cut out brilliantly by Gabriel again. Back to Saka out on the right. He plays it back to Saliba. Arsenal just controlling possession at the moment. Oh, lots of space in midfield here. Gabriel finds Odegaard, feeds it out to Saka on the right, who's got some space to run into now. He's got Ben Davies in front of him. Saka into the penalty area now. Finally, Højbjerg comes out to challenge him. He gives it to Odegaard, feeds it out to Ben White. Back to Odegaard. He finds Saka in the box. Oh, well defended over there. Very well defended. I think there was Van der Ven. But Arsenal corner. Every time Arsenal get a corner, I've got to get my scoreboard ready, because it's almost like they've been scoring off every corner they get. Saka with the corner this time. It's going to be an in-swinger. Oh, there's a player down in the penalty area, yeah? Madison. Reckons he got an elbow from Havertz. Oh, it's Tomiyasu. Wasn't much in that. Anyway, Saka with the corner. It's going to be an in-swinger from the right. Good corner, but it goes over everyone out for a goal kick. So there's some subs coming on now. So Martinelli's coming on for Leandro Trossard. So Martinelli on the left replacing Trossard, and I think Spurs going to make a few changes now as well. 62 minutes gone. I can see Richarlison's going to be coming on. So Madison's coming off and Højbjerg's coming off. Excuse me, Richarlison's coming on, and who's the other player? So Richarlison and Yves Bissouma. There's some midfield reinforcement. Spurs in possession at the moment. Cleaned up by Arsenal at the back again with Saliba. Play it back to Raya. Oh, Raya's made a horrible mistake, and here Spurs have scored. And it is Romero. Raya played it straight to Romero. He was off his line, and Romero just passed it past him into the goal. Big error from David Raya. Aaron Ramsdale must be smiling on the sideline. Saliba plays it back to Raya. Raya tries to chip it over Romero, ends up playing it right to him, and Romero just passes it into the goal. Shocker from the keeper. Good finish from Romero though. So 3-1. All things about to get interesting. Here comes Spurs again, with Son down the left, taking on Ben White. Still taking on Ben White. He finds Richarlison, who goes down. Ref gives nothing. Arsenal come away with the ball. Lovely ball from Saka. Finds Havertz. Out on the right. He's all by himself though. Feeds it back to Saka. It's cut out again, but one back by Arsenal in midfield. Thomas Partey. Gives it to Odegaard. Bit of space here. Havertz chips it into the area, but it's going to be Arsenal. Oh no, he was offside. Absolute shocker there from David Raya. Nonchalance, and it's cost him. With Kulusevski on the right, he plays it to Johnson. Johnson making a bit of forward progress here into the box, cut across the area. Gabriel gets just in front of Richarlison. Arsenal clear it, Spurs throw. That certainly perked Spurs up. There comes Porro. Saar feeds it out to Johnson on the right. Johnson ball into the box. Oh, just in front of Richarlison again. And here come Arsenal on the break. Martinelli one-on-one with Van der Ven, but Van der Ven is quick. Martinelli ends up bringing him down. Spurs free kick. Martinelli thought he was going to outpace him there, but Van der Ven just ran him down. Here comes Johnson again. Feeds the ball into the box just too far in front of Richarlison. David Raya claims the ball. Spurs have got the bit between their teeth at the moment. Raya goes long with a goal kick. It's won by Davies, but it comes straight to Saliba. He feeds it to Ben White, back to Saliba. He finds Thomas Partey, who's now got a bit of space. He finds Martin Odegaard, feeds it out to Saka on the right. Saka one-on-one with Davies. He's in the box now. Saka still shoots straight against the Spurs defender, but he's going to be able to retrieve the rebound. In fact, it goes out for a throw. It's gone out for an Arsenal throw. So Ben White's going to take the throw here. Foul throw from Ben White. Spurs in possession here. Arsenal trying to... And Arsenal win the ball again. Arsenal won the ball back in the penalty area, cross into the box. Romero cuts it out. Odegaard did really well for Arsenal there. Spurs dilly-dallying on the ball in their own fucking penalty area again. 3 Spurs players lost the ball in the penalty area there. It's gone out for an Arsenal throw. Ben White with the throw in again. Oh, but his throw-in goes straight through to Vicario. Vicario rolls it out to Van der Ven. He finds Basuma. Back to Van der Ven, across to Romero. Here's Basuma again. He feeds Kulusevski on the right, who's got some space to run into. He feeds it to Brennan Johnson. He's going to take on Tomiyasu. Tomiyasu does really well, wins the ball back. It's fallen to Martinelli, yeah? Arsenal throw. Arsenal, actually, it's an Arsenal free kick by the looks of it. Oh no, it is a throw. Tomiyasu. So that little wave of momentum that Spurs had after the goal has now fizzled out. Now it's Arsenal taking control of the game again. Ben White to Saka. Plays it back to Saliba. He finds Odegaard, tries to turn, but Van der Ven is there to take the ball away from him. Spurs back in possession. With Basuma. He finds Kulusevski with a good ball. Tries a through ball to Richarlison, but it's too far. Goal kick. Actually looked like I might have gotten a nick off an Arsenal player there, but the ref's given a goal kick. Arsenal goal kick. Arsenal's goal difference has now gone up to 58. Man City on 48. Definitely worth a point, that. Arsenal win possession back in midfield with Partey. Out to Ben White. He finds Odegaard. Back to Declan Rice. Back to Odegaard. Odegaard plays it all the way back to David Raya. Richarlison trying to put some pressure on there. Tomiyasu on the left now. Plays a ball over the top to nobody. Picked up by Vicario. Kulusevski, good ball through to Richarlison, just right to the penalty area. Crossing to the box, takes a deflection. David Raya claims the ball. Saliba to Ben White, finds Saka, tries the turn again. It's brought down, but the ref doesn't give the free kick. Saka still down at the moment. Romero in possession. He finds Davis. Feeds it out to Son on the left. Back to Basuma. Looking for the pass over here. Back to Sarr. Sarr spreads the ball out to Brennan Johnson on the right. He's got Martinelli in front of him. Martinelli does very well, wins the ball back. Oh, but clears it straight into a Spurs player. Luckily it deflects to an Arsenal defender. Van der Ven clears up at the back for Spurs. Basuma in possession at the moment. He feeds it to Kulusevski out on the right. He gives it to Johnson. Johnson taking on Martinelli, gets the ball into the box, but it's picked up by Raya. He takes it quickly, looking for Martinelli, and it's a brilliant ball out. Martinelli's actually got some space here. He's actually in the box, feeds it across, but it goes to no one. Spurs defenders trip over each other in the box, almost giving the ball back to Martinelli, but they managed to clear it at the end. Very lackadaisical defending from Spurs. Oh, Richarlison dispossessed. Oh, I thought he dispossessed Partey, but the ref's given a free kick. Partey was dilly-dallying on the ball there. I think he's a bit lucky there, actually. But he was offside anyway, coming back from an offside position. David Raya with the free kick. He goes long, looking for Havertz. Havertz takes the ball down very well, feeds it back to Declan Rice, plays it out to Saka on the right, to Ben White, Thomas Partey, back to Saka. Are they going to get the ball into the area here? Saliba a long way forward. He finds Martinelli lovely in the penalty area on the left-hand side. Tries a reverse ball to Declan Rice, but it's cut out. Richarlison brought down in midfield. Spurs free kick. Rice and Richarlison having a go at each other, yeah? The ref's actually going to call them both. Rice should actually get a yellow card from that because Richarlison tried to take the free kick quickly and Declan Rice kicked the ball away. Out with Johnson on the right again. Fouled again. Another Spurs free kick. Tomiyasu this time. Can whip a good ball into the area from there. Bentancur standing over the ball. Oh no, it's Porro. Let's see what they can do from this Spurs. If they manage to get a goal from this, it's going to be a big finish to the game. Ball goes through everyone. Ben White manages to clear it on the edge of the box. Out for a Spurs throw. Van der Ven in possession at the moment, plays it across to Porro. Porro finds Johnson again, who's in space. Cut inside, goes down, ref doesn't give the free kick this time. Here comes Martinelli. Kulusevski brings him down, that's going to be a yellow card. Martinelli had him there. Looks like one of those fouls you had to make as a player. Take the yellow card. Because I think Martinelli was away there. Gabriel. Oh, almost a good ball from Declan Rice. Looking for Martinelli again. Here comes Kulusevski. Feeds Van der Ven. Basumi in possession now. He's been good for Spurs since he's come on. Plays it across to Porro. Back to Porro. A little bit of space over here. Johnson on his right. Passes it to Johnson. Johnson takes his man on again. Ball into the area. It's a good ball, but it's claimed by Raya. Son was looking for that one. Just too much height on that cross. Son was waiting for it, but Raya did well to claim that ball in the air. 78 minutes gone in the game. Arsenal goal kick. Goes long. Spurs defenders allow the ball to bounce. Now they're in trouble in their penalty area again, but Davis does very, very well. Plays the ball out to Porro. Looking for Brennan Johnson up front, and Johnson's going to get onto the edge of the end of this, I think. One-on-one with Tomiyasu. Cuts inside into the penalty area, chip to the far post. Raya claims it again. Another Arsenal free kick. Saka's gone down here. Holding his ankle. Who's this? Ben Davis. Oh, hacked him down a bit over there. Arsenal free kick. Just inside the Spurs half. Saliba's moving up for the free kick over here. I think this one's going to go long. Yeah, this one's definitely going long. Plays the ball forward looking for Saka and Havertz. Spurs clean up at the back, boot the ball forward. Comes back to Gabriel. Richarlison on the ground again. He's getting himself proper riled up at the moment. Saka's taken it down again. This is going to be another yellow card. This time for Ben Davies. Spurs are just losing it a bit at the moment. He sold a massive dummy on Davies over there. Davies went in with the challenge. Cut him down, yellow card. This is a much better position for a free kick for Arsenal. Out on the right-hand side, probably just midfield side of the penalty area line. Rice going to take the free kick. It's going to be an in-swinger. An out-swinger, sorry. Good ball in. Vicario punches it. It's going to come out to Odegaard, yeah. He flicks it back into the area. Arsenal come away with the ball. It's with Saka on the right-hand side now. Just outside the penalty area. He plays it back to Saliba. Declan Rice. Back to Saliba. Odegaard in possession now. Brought down another free kick. Pedro Porro this time. It's going to be another good free kick position this for Arsenal. Declan Rice over the ball again. In comes the ball. Cleared by Romero. It's fallen to Son. Son's trying to break here now. Son's brought down. Yellow card. Gabriel. Spurs take the free kick quickly. It was Saw at the moment. Actually, it was Thomas Partey that was yellow carded. Comes to Basuma. Feeds it out to Porro. He gives it to Johnson on the right-hand side. Johnson back to Basuma. Flick into the area. Arsenal going to clean this one up. Arsenal just bang it downfield. Comes all the way to Vicario. Arsenal now lying very deep. Protecting their lead. Possession's a bit more even in the second half. Spurs had 72% possession in the first half. It's come out to Son on the left. He's got Saliba in front of him. Sorry, Ben White. Comes out to Saw. Ball into the area. Oh, Spurs player down in the box here. Refs waved it on. Ben Davies down on the ground at the moment. It's a good ball into the box by Basuma. Another ball into the box. Raya claims that one. Ben Davies is still down in the box here. That's a penalty. That's a penalty. That has to be a penalty. So Declan Rice tries to clear the ball, doesn't see Davis coming from his blind side. Michael Oliver's been sent to the monitor. This has to be a Spurs penalty. This has to be a Spurs penalty. He came in from his blind side, was clearing it, but he ended up kicking Davis instead of kicking the ball. That has to be a penalty. That has to be a penalty. And he's going to give the penalty. Penalty Spurs. Declan Rice gives away the penalty. 5 minutes of normal time left. Should be Son with the penalty. Big part of the game, yeah. Son's going to take the penalty here. Scored all his penalties this season, 5 of them. David Raya dancing around on his line. This is a big moment in the game for Spurs. Son versus Raya. Oh, Son scores. Very good penalty. 3-2. Game on. 86 minutes gone. And there's going to be quite a bit of added time, I think, as well. Arteta telling his players to keep their heads over here. Raya went the right way, but the penalty was brilliant. Into the side netting. Into the side netting. 3-2. Spurs mounting a bit of a comeback here. Raya goes long, looking for Havertz. Richarlison and Gabriel having a go at each other. Yeah, Richarlison was on the ground. Oh, that's actually Richarlison there. He basically shoulder charged Gabriel and then feigned a bit of injury himself. Not my favourite player, I must admit. I know he's an ex-Everton player as well, but not my favourite player. Free kick Arsenal. So Lo Celso's come on for Spurs in place of Ben Davies. Odegaard's also going off now. So Kivior comes on, Odegaard's going off. So Arsenal going ultra defensive now. They want to hold out in this game. Lo Celso on, Davis off. So Spurs bring off a defender to bring on an attacking player, and Arsenal bring off an attacking player to bring on a defender. That just shows you where the game is at the moment. Arsenal win the ball back in midfield with Saka. Comes out to Havertz on the right-hand side. He feeds it to Saka, who can get a ball into the box here. It's going to be an Arsenal corner off Basuma. Saka with the corner is going to be an in-swinger from the left. Oh, good corner again, cleared off the line. I think Van der Ven cleared that off the line from a flick on. Came off a Spurs head. Actually, I don't think it was going in. But those corners that Saka whips in are incredible. Declan Rice with this corner. Opposite side of the field. In comes the ball. Vicario punches it. Spurs goal kick. They take it quickly. Long ball going forward, looking for Johnson, I think it was. It's gone out for a Spurs throw. Porro with the throw in. Into Basuma. Plays it across to Saw. Son free on the left hand side. He's got Saka for company. Plays it back inside to Saw. Cross to Basuma. Brennan Johnson in a lot of space on the right hand side. Yeah, he gets the ball now. Back to Basuma. Cross to Van der Ven. Back out to the Celso. Back out to Son. Son's going to try and take his man on you. Just outside the penalty area. Back to Saw. Now it's with Johnson on the right hand side. Cross into the box. Raya's going to claim this one again. It's just too much height on those crosses. 6 minutes of added time. It's going to be 6 minutes of added time. More than enough time for another goal. Raya goes long and it's not dealt with very well by Saul, and he's actually given away a free kick here on Havertz. Saul got under the ball over there. Ended up heading it straight up in the air. Havertz was going to get on the end of it and he's ended up bringing him down. Arsenal free kick. Exactly the side of the field that they want to be. 4 minutes of added time remaining. Arsenal free kick on the right hand side. Declan Rice going to whip this one into the box again. Oh, they're Arsenal going to play to the corner. Havertz. It's gone out for a Spurs throw. So that didn't last very long. Son leaves the throw in for Basuma. Spurs camped down in their own corner at the moment. Throw in comes in. Richarlison does well. Gets the ball to Kulusevski. Richarlison with the ball again. He's on the left-hand side now. He's got lots of Arsenal player. Arsenal player brings him down. Spurs free kick. Saliba brought him down. And I think Saliba might get carded for this one as well. This is a good position for Spurs to get a ball into the box. Porro and the Celso over the ball. All the Spurs players forward over here. It's only Basuma that's not in the box. In comes the ball. Flicked off the top of Saliba's head. Spurs corner. Another Spurs player went down in the box there. Lo Celso with the corner. In it comes. Cleared by the Arsenal player, but straight up in the air. Ping pong in the box here. Booted downfield by Arsenal. Vicario comes off his line. Basuma in possession now, back inside the Arsenal half. Here comes Saw. He feeds it to Son on the left. Son's got Ben White for company. Cuts on the inside. Feeds it back to Saw. Cross to Van der Ven. Back to Saw. Back to Van der Ven, very central. Kulusevski. Saw feeds it out to Son on the left-hand side. He's into the box now. Cross comes into the area. There's melee, but it gets cleared. Falls to Basuma on the edge of the area. But Arsenal come away with the ball. Kai Havertz in a foot race with Van der Ven, and Van der Ven just runs him down. Kai Havertz had like a 3 or 4 meter lead over him there, and he just ran him down. Here come Arsenal again. Kulusevski. Infield to Saw. He finds Lo Celso. Kulusevski finds the Celso in the area. He gives it out to Johnson on the right-hand side. Back to Kulusevski. Back to Johnson. Johnson gets a ball into the box. Far post. Corner Spurs. Last chance saloon for Spurs, yeah? Arsenal's title credentials being questioned, yeah? Vicario's come forward as well. Porro with the corner this time. In it comes, clear. He didn't clear the first man. It's come to Kulusevski on the edge of the area. He finds... Oh, Declan Rice does really, really well there. Sorry, it was Martinelli. Spurs take the throw in quickly with Son. Son crossing to the box. Too long. That's the game. What a game. Arsenal win 3-2. Very, very good game. Arsenal keep the pressure on Man City. Man City play Nottingham Forest next. They play Nottingham Forest away. It's going to be a massive game, that. But Spurs mounted a bit of a comeback in that game. It's ended 3-2. Spurs have handed the advantage in the race for fourth over to Aston Villa. They're now 7 points behind Villa with 2 games in hand. And remember, they still need to play Liverpool and they need to play Man City. So that's a very good win for Arsenal. This was a potential banana skin and they've come through it. Very, very well done. So over to City. Let's see what City can do against Nottingham Forest. Hopefully they can drop some points. But as it stands now, Arsenal 4 points ahead of City, but City have 2 games in hand. So City need to drop points somewhere along the line or else this title is going to be all theirs. Liverpool are now out of the race. But it's that goal difference. Arsenal sitting on 57 goal difference at the moment. Man City on 48. So there needs to be a 9-goal swing for goal difference to become relevant for Man City. So that 57 is probably worth a point to Arsenal. Remember, Man City still need to travel to Spurs. Man City still need to go to Fulham, which are probably not going to be 2 easy games. So they're going to be hoping they get 3 points against Forest later tonight. Remember, Forest still fighting a relegation battle, so they're going to be up for it. So guys, thanks for joining today. Really appreciate it. I know it's not a Liverpool game, but yeah, it was really enjoyable. Arsenal come away with the win. Please remember, if you guys haven't subscribed, please hit the subscribe button. I would really appreciate it. Other than that, you must all please look after yourselves. Armchair Red, out.